This is Women in Music with Gfire podcast, episode number 52, with singer, songwriter, and guitar slinger Anna Popovic. Hi, Anna Popovic. How are you doing today?
I'm great. So happy to talk to you.
Well, let's get started with the interview questions. Where are you from originally?
I was born in Belgrade, Serbia. I grew up in Belgrade and I moved to Holland to study. And I lived in Amsterdam and Rotterdam in Utrecht, studied music. And I finally moved to the States about 10 years ago. I spent some time in Memphis and the most of the time in California, in Los Angeles, where I live right now, Manhattan Beach. It's a wonderful beach city and just kind of a European style living. I love it.
Really? How is it European style?
Well, we walk a lot. We don't use our cars too much. We are never in Los Angeles traffic unless you want to go someplace. It's pretty central and it's very close to LAX, which is awesome for my line of work. And we bike a lot. We walk a lot. And it's the closest that I've experienced to an European city like Amsterdam here in the States.
That's wonderful.
So we love it. You know, it's like kind of central in LA. Everything's close, but then you have this small town feel, a beach city feel. I love it. I love it.
And you've been there 10 years.
Yeah, Manhattan Beach 7. And before that, we were in Memphis for 3 years, and that was wonderful as well. It was quite different, of course, than what we were used to living in Amsterdam, and of course, quite different from California, but it had its charms. And we absolutely stayed longer than we anticipated because I just thought people were great, and music was amazing, and we have many good memories from Tennessee.
Are you married? You said we.
Oh yeah, I'm married, yes, and I have 2 kids.
Aw, how old are your kids?
Well, they are 10 and 14, and actually next month they're going to be 11 and 15.
Wow.
So yeah, they are wonderful, and yeah, they're happy kids and interested in a lot of different things, and who knows, maybe musicians one day. I don't see it as of now. If it ever happens, it will come, maybe. But as of now, they're just interested in many different things and not necessarily music, But they're very musical, way more than I ever was, So hopefully one day they'll let music in their lives full time. Who knows?
Who knows? What does your husband do?
Mark books lots of my agenda. If you see my agenda, we had last year about 150 shows. All the European dates go through Mark, and we have more than a few agencies that work for us. But Mark kind of oversees the agenda and books shows for me and taking care of the band so I can relax and only do music. I don't talk to the agencies necessarily unless I have to, if there is a question about some shows or maybe we can be booked in 3 different places. Then Mark's like, what do you want to do? You want to go to France or you want to do East Coast? That's when that's when they call me. But most of it, I don't want to have to deal a lot with business side. I just want to concentrate on music. I got a 6-piece band. And I just want to indulge in the music part of the business.
Wow, that sounds like a perfect arrangement.
It is. Yeah, it is. I just had an interview with somebody in India, and we played India in the past, but he was specifically asking about Mark. And I was like, well, that doesn't happen often. But since this is Women in Music podcast, it's really absolutely necessary for a woman to have a partner or have that support that's coming from wherever it needs to come for in order to to be able to juggle family and have kids and have a family and have a healthy life back home, and then of course be able to do what she needs to do. So yeah, I was mentioning back when we met, which is in 2003. I think it was our first date where he says, you know what, I am totally fine with being in the shadow of a successful woman and supporting her career. And well, that was, of course, not the only reason I was with him, but that was definitely like, okay, that's a first. That's a first back then. This is now more and more, something that you see in everyday lives. Okay, the partner, husband or a partner decides to stay at home and take care of the kids, and the woman is working, and I mean that's a new thing, even here in California and of course in Europe. But back then it was definitely not. That was not usual.
Where did you meet him? Was he booking a show for you?
No, oh, absolutely not. No, we were next door neighbors in Utrecht. We met, and that was it. Actually, September 2003. We're going on 20 years.
Wow. Is that in the Netherlands?
Yes, it's Netherlands. Yeah, that's where I studied music. Mm-hmm. Fun city, fun little city.
Yeah. What sorts of music did you study? Classical or?
Well, I studied jazz for 2 years, and I studied world music and pop in Rotterdam, and for another year, I think. I never finished any of this because I was way too many dates on the road by then, and I had my own band and career started really hitting. We were playing, I think, about 80 to 100 shows a year, but I really enjoyed studying music. Before that, I finished graphic design. That's my graduate. That was in Belgrade, and music was like really a dream, to study and just be busy with music all day, every day. But fortunately or unfortunately, I started touring heavily right away, and that was it. But I did enjoy that time period in my life. And Utrecht is a fun little city with a conservatory in the heart of it, So you just go around these little coffee shops and see all these musicians carrying all kinds of classical instruments on their backs or any instruments really. And I fell in love with that place right the first day I got there. So I have fun memories.
Excellent. When did you start writing songs?
My first, try to write a song was in Serbia already with my first band, Hush. I wouldn't call it very successful, but it was attempt to write in English, and we did, and those songs are out for the Hometown record, which was my first release. And then for the first European and American release that was nominated for the American Blues Award, that was an album called Hush, but it was under my name, Anna Popovic. I wrote at least half of that record, if not more.
And you won an award?
I was nominated as the first continental European artist ever for the American Blues Award. Back then it was called the W.C. Handy Award, and it was my debut album. And I remember record company, he called me and he was like, do you have any songs? And I was like, yeah, I got songs, I write. And I didn't have any. So that afternoon I locked myself up in my room and I wrote until early morning, and I came up with a few songs, and that's how really my songwriting started. I just really, I guess, picked up a few interesting bass lines that I liked. I remember something from a Sting record that I really loved, and I took that kind of a bass line, that kind of a vibe, and started writing.
Nice. Then you definitely were destined for this.
Probably, I would think so.
That's pretty impressive. Like, oh, record companies like, do you have songs? I'm like, sure. You just popped them out.
That was the only real answer to that question, because like how many Serbian guitar player, female guitar player back then, they would even give a chance. So it was like, you know what, if they need songs, I'm going to come up with songs.
Good for you. Do you have any career highlights you'd like to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many good things. About blues is all about jams and jam session and meeting people that influenced you. I met Buddy Guy when I was 13 in Belgrade, and many years later we share stage so many times, and we share, we have fun backstage and chats and the experience. Hendrix tour was of course amazing. Buddy was a part of that. I was the only female guitar player on that bill for a few years, and it was very inspirational. I'm a big Hendrix fan, and to come together with Zach Wilde and Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Buddy Guy and Billy Cox and so many incredible people. Joe Satriani and just Dweezil Zappa, and present your own craft, right? You present your own style of playing, and you bring your A game, and it was just great. Those are wonderful things. And of course the nominations for the American Blues Award are wonderful. I am not particularly just blues artist, as I'm sure you're aware of that. I love to combine styles. I love to bend the genre and to explore. I want to always inspire myself and my new projects with new musical influences. This particular last record, Power, is very much influenced by Detroit sound and something I haven't touched before. But I love to get lost in different sounding cities: New Orleans, Memphis, Nashville, Los Angeles, and this time Detroit. Yeah, so I mean, it's just so many good festivals. We played so many great shows, different, I remember India, Dubai, Bali, Jakarta. I mean, just so many great different shows all around the world.
That's nice. Do you know Ali Venable? Because I had her on my podcast. She's also working with Buddy Guy.
Of course, she's amazing.
Oh, okay. You know her. Okay.
She's wonderful. Yeah, there's so many great women in music and different instruments nowadays, and it's just really so wonderful to see. And I think that's such long overdue. But still, when you open a music magazine or a guitar magazine, it's the 99% of male artists. So I'm kind of waiting for the moment that's going to turn around. Not that I have anything against my male colleagues, to the contrary, but I'm sure hoping that women are working towards that moment where it's going to be equal presence, right? In the guitar magazines,
Right.
or drum magazines, or bass magazines, or any instrument magazines.
Any magazines, right? Exactly. Although they're all online now, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Any cautionary tales? Something you would advise? Something, since you've been in the biz for a little while.
Business is changing so much. I mean, it's really hard to give like advices from like when I started back in the day, because it was so different. It's ever changing. So I am someone who always look forward to the new developments. So as much as the music business is becoming tougher in many ways, it's also becoming easier, and I welcome that change. I was the only one, the one that always welcomed the new change. I think back in the day you could be put off on the shelf by a record company. Nowadays you can be your own record company, and back in the day you had to be in the States in order to play music that you want. Nowadays you can be really good and come from anywhere in the world, and if you got a following and you're really good on social medias and what you do is great, people are going to book you. So there's so many different things, but I don't necessarily feel I have to give advices to women nowadays, because I think we got it. But back in the day, it was really tough to get recognized by your male colleagues or producers or people in the band. Nowadays, it's way easier for me, and I'm sure for them too, because nowadays it's like, okay, she's the boss. I mean, Queen of the Pack is one of the songs that talk about that, and how that's the boss lady. She wants it that way. Let's give her what she wants. And I think that's the approach that I assume all the women should have if they want to be a band leaders. But nowadays it's not even crazy to expect that and to be that boss lady. It's actually pretty welcoming.
And that is the song that Patty sent over for me. So right now I'm going to play the song for our listeners. Oh, wow. That is a powerful one. Okay. How did you come about writing that particular song, Queen of the Pack?
Queen of the Pack, I think it happened one morning. My bass player and a musical director, Butel, who wrote and co-wrote all the songs on the album except Rise Up. But I think we were brainstorming and we had some issues in the band, previous band members, and it was a rough night, and we said some things I guess we didn't mean, between us and them, and next morning I'm in Starbucks and I feel bad about that evening, although I still stand behind what I said. You see, I am a front woman in my band. I front my band. I want the band to perform 100%, and I will need to make sure that that's coming across. And Butel always says I'm too nice because we hang and we have fun and we hang till 4 a.m, we laugh, and then they take that for weakness, And I'm like, you know what? I expect from my band to just do, what is agreed. Like, okay, we're gonna do these songs, come prepared, and then when they come, they should just be prepared. No excuses. Like, okay, so that's how I run my band. So he's like, well, crack that whip. You're the queen of the pack. I was like, what did you just say? Oh, wait a second. Let me write that down. And really that's how we write. Really, he comes, we both kind of shoot ideas, we talk. And there's really no subject that's hasn't been touched with us, and we talk about world issues and about music and how passionate we are about music, and a lot of these songs happen from just conversations. But Queen of the Pack, man, I was like, that's really. And then later on, as I was thinking about that song, it's almost like if my daughter, who is almost 11, and she's a boss lady. I mean, I can't wait to see what she's going to be doing. She's got the whole household ready. When I'm away, I can leave the household to her. I mean, cooking and sunscreen, applying for the boys and the whole thing. So I was like, I was kind of brainstorming, like, if Lana would ask me, how you do this, or how should I do it, or if she ever doubts herself in the future, right? This is in the future. She's doubting herself. She's the boss lady of who knows what corporation, and she's asking me for advice. Queen of the Pack is the answer to that. Asking for advice, and really any woman. But my band, as I said, they call me Queen of the Pack, and again, I have a great band on both sides of the ocean, and I'm very proud of them. They are always, ready. The beginning of tour, I'm the one. I'm somebody who doesn't like rehearsals. I don't like rehearsals. I like band members that do their homework at home. So we get together, and our songs are already done. They learn the songs. They know where we're going. So now we can just add on to that, right? This is where I want my band. I want to be inspired. I'm not there to learn the songs with them. I'm not there to waste my time on. They need to do that at home, and that's what happens right now. And it's a very successful band. And it's almost like I just said that this morning in an interview. I'm getting my band ready for a Wembley Stadium every time. It's like, we're not playing Wembley Stadium, but I want that band to be ready for a gig like that. You know what I mean? No matter how many people we play for, that's exactly the idea. And they're super tight, and the band is super tight, and it's just such a joy fronting a band like that. And now we are getting ready for the big band, and I'm just so ready to get more arrangements. And now I'm working on the arrangement with the horns and the background vocals. But I'm ready for more people in the band, more arrangements, and yeah, that's really something that my music could take. Those songs are written for so many different musicians and high-end musicians, because you really need to be somebody very experienced, drummers, bass players, horn section. Yeah.
So you're going to do a big band performance?
Yes, we are putting together a big band, and right now it's a 6-piece band. That's my standard band.
Standard is 6-piece. How many pieces in the big band?
Oh, it's going to be probably 11. Yeah, we're going to have more background vocals, and I want a rhythm guitar player and 2 drummers, and 3-4 horns. So we're busy with that right now.
And when are you going to tour with the big band?
Well, that is to be.
Okay.
Here's like that's a pre-announcement. But yeah, we have a nice showcase booked for September, and we're going to launch it then, and then hopefully we'll get to tour with it much more. I had a big band back in the day, and for like a side project, 9-piece band, and I loved it. I think that I hear many different parts in my music, and I always write for a bigger band than just a 3-4 piece.
Now you write your own horn arrangements?
I write with the horns. Yeah, I write a lot of horns with the horn players, and this particular record, Power, I produced it together with Boutel, and I had different horn players send me parts, and I would just pick and choose in the studio which ones I like. So I have a steady Mark Mullins who sends me horn parts for the last 4 or 5 records. He is based in New Orleans, and then of course my guys in Europe, and then there was horn players in Detroit, and and I mean I just kind of pick and choose with what I have, and that's how the horn parts happen. But I'm very particular about vocal and horn parts, and I double a lot of horn parts with my guitar playing live. This is what we do. So much fun, and it's really a different approach to instrument. Of course, it really, I learn a lot from that.
Wow. That sounds great. So your record's coming out in May, right?
Yeah, May 5th.
Okay, this will probably come out a little bit afterwards.
Okay.
But where should we point people? What's your website?
It is annapopovich.com, and you can pre-order. Well, at that time, it won't be a pre-order, but yes, you can pre-order as of now vinyl and the CD, and it's a great CD, and I'm very proud of it. And there's been a few music videos that they should check out. I'm directing all of my music videos. Turn My Luck. It's a gambler song and a fun video where Boutel and I get into all kinds of troubles and rob a bank and gamble and do all the crazy stuff you shouldn't be doing. Then we got Strong Taste, which is a heart stomping blues track with slide guitars, and that's the one that I filmed at the Nebraska State Fair. And of course, Recipes Romance, which is a romantic song, and the one that I also directed, obviously, and it's a totally different look, kind of a upscale, romantic, relaxed day of a woman getting ready for her date. And the Queen of the Pack is the next one that's coming out as a music video around the release date. So that's perfect.
That is perfect. These will all be up on YouTube?
Yeah, they are already on YouTube, and the Queen of the Pack is next. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, because I think I looked and Queen of the Pack wasn't there yesterday, but it's coming.
It's coming.
It'll be here. Well, what are some other plugs you might have?
Well, I think this is very exciting times now because we got to play those songs live. Power, Power is like a celebration of life and celebration of a new moment, because I had a very rough 2 years behind me while making of the Power.
Yeah, you're a cancer survivor, aren't you?
Yes. And so Power was my surviving tool. I would say it like that. So I had a rough times. Well, everybody had a rough time during COVID. But on top of that, in my case, when it rains, it pours. So
wow.
On top of that, I went through 14 chemotherapies, and I'm feeling great now. And that's all behind me. And hopefully it'll stay that way. But Power was my surviving tool. And, for many years in the past, I would hear firsthand, from my fans, how music really makes them go through difficult times, and how my show make them feel so good, and they had a bad times or a bad health situation, but this put a smile on their face. But this is the first time that I actually experienced my music, and it wasn't even finished. It was demo stages as really a way to get yourself lift up and really give you hope and get you through the most difficult times. So I was writing and recording Power in between 14 chemotherapies, and now that it's out, it's a celebration of life, and celebration of positive music, and celebration of art and passion. This is my joy and my passion, what I do. Guitar saves lives, and it certainly helped me through most difficult times. So it turned out those songs are just made for live, and they're just being like so well received with my audience. Usually you get a new record and audience that knows you for so long, they need a little bit of time to get used to the new songs. Not here. So Power's been like a love at first site and here. So they've been really digging the new stuff. The band's been loving it, and the arrangements are already made. We really don't have to do anything. It's already done on the record. So it's really like almost like a invitation to tackle them live, and what we already doing. So yeah, the tours are going great. We already had a long tour in Europe. We are getting ready for a long one in the States in May. And we're just gonna have fun with it, love it, and play it and enjoy it. Yeah.
That's great. I'm proud of you. I mean, that's really hard to go through.
Yeah. I mean, those kind of news people get every week, every day on this planet, or any kind of news, not just that, but I mean, health or difficult situations, whatever life throws at you. And if I can give any advice, is really find what is really that passion, that one thing that makes you smile, that one thing that gives you drive in the morning, and just hold on to that. That was my way of dealing with my situation. So every sleepless night, and I didn't have many, but every sleepless night, I would just turn those thoughts away from difficult thoughts to music arrangements and music video arrangements and lyrics and horn arrangements. So it was very successful. It really shows how strong your mind is, and if you really love something, that can get you out of the bed even in the worst days that you have. That can really give you power, which is the title of the record, and give you really survival tools.
And I think your fans are probably happy that you made it through, and they're happy that you made the record, and you're here to live another couple of tours, and
I think it's never too late to kind of reinvent yourself and look at some new possibilities. I think living through breast cancer, where I was kind of introduced to that through my mom, who battled the same, and it is a kind of a turning point where you think, okay, what is it that I still want in my life? What is it that's still left to do? And if I put out the new record, what is the song that I want to put on it? I certainly didn't want a pity party with Power. I wanted what I am. I'm positive in life, and I'm really happy with what I do, and I wanted people to just have that as a little gift for me. So that's how Power happened to be that way. But I am not more than anybody else. If I can inspire people or women, because in this case for women, it's a very big obstacle, because a lot of things we cherish as women, our looks and our feminine appearance is questioned, and it's questioned by the society, and it's questioned by you. So for me, and again, Recipes Romance, that music video came from that kind of a standpoint that no matter what life throws at you, you can reinvent your looks and reinvent your sound, and take the best gowns you have in your closet, put them on, do your hair. It's a different hair that you have, but hey, take what you have and just love it, and have the world love it. So it's in more ways than one, just really a message to empower women, and not just women, but especially women in all the difficult situations, and really how demanding society is and what they all expect from you. That's how you should, I think, tackle it.
Well, I ended up getting some advice from you after all.
Oh, that's excellent.
Well, I'm assuming the best way to get a hold of you is on your website. That's annapopovich.com. Are you on any of the social media?
Of course, yeah. You can go on my website, and you can have a link to all those social medias. And just take a look. There's a lot of good stuff on it.
Well, is there anything I haven't touched on? Do you have any stories, any band stories or anything?
Well, I've been in this for 20 years, so there is a lot of band stories. We love to have fun. We love to hang. We love to stay up late, not every night, but every now and then it's really fun. And I have two bands. I have one on this side of the ocean, then I have one in Europe, or at least a part of the band, the rhythm section, and me. We fly both ways. And then we got Hammond player and horns from Italy. And of course, those evenings in Italy are fun. We stay up late and we have fun, and we enjoy the food and the wine. And I mean, it's just. I mean, we try to connect, having fun with what we do, and this is our job. But we love to explore. We love to visit museums. We love to sightsee whenever we get a chance, and we get a lot of chance to do that because we are all over the place. Last year was 150 shows, so this is just what we do, from south of France to New York City to California to wherever road takes us. So it's always fun. But yeah, that's it. I think the only other thing we can mention is that during the COVID, we came out with a live DVD. So if anybody wants to see my band live and not in the club, you can look for Live for Live is the title of my live DVD and CD. Live for Live. And that was fun because we recorded it right before the pandemic and filmed it in south of France. And then next thing, the whole touring stopped. So it was the right moment. So those two releases, we done that in the past 2 years. So it's been busy. It's been a busy time.
Good for you. That's awesome. So nice to meet you.
You too. Yeah.
Yeah. If you come through town, I guess Patty will let me know if you come to Austin.
I would love to. I love Austin. That's awesome. Let's do something in studio or however. I would love that. So
fun.
Austin is such a fun place, and actually one I considered before moving to Manhattan Beach. It was like Austin, or like that was number 2 for sure. And but yeah, who knows?
Well, have a great rest of your tour. I know you've got a lot of other dates. I know we had to squeeze this in on Easter Sunday, but that's good for me and for you as well.
It's great. Hey, thank you so much for calling. I enjoyed it. Nice to meet you. And then hopefully I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.